Across the Tagus estuary from Lisbon is Almada, a former industrial quarter that has been given a facelift since the 1990s. Today people make the crossing from the capital to dine with views of the river and Lisbon, or to unwind on the long chain of beaches on Almada's Atlantic coast. Another reason to come is for the mighty Cristo Rei statue, which was modeled on Christ the Redeemer in Rio and completed in 1959. Today we share the top 10 best things to do in Almada so you can plan a trip and experience all the exciting attractions and activities this beautiful city has to offer. Starting with number 10, Cristo Rei. On a hill 85 meters above the south bank of the Tagus estuary is Portugal's answer to Christ the Redeemer. This monumental statue is slightly smaller than the Rio landmark that inspired it, and stands at just under 80 meters. It had been planned since the 30s when Lisbon's Cardinal Patriarch traveled to Brazil, but was completed in 1959 and thanks to God for keeping Portugal out of the Second World War. On the statue's pedestal, which you'll scale by an elevator and then a flight of steps, you can see the entire Tagus estuary, Lisbon's historic quarters, and the 25 de Abril Bridge. At number 9 is the 25 de Abril Bridge. Another of Lisbon's identifiers, this suspension bridge has been conducting traffic over the Tagus between since 1966. More than 50 years after it was completed, it is still counted among the 30 largest suspension bridges in the world, at 70 meters high and 2.7 kilometers in length. You might also spot a resemblance to the bridges in San Francisco, and this isn't a coincidence as it was built by the same company that made the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge. The upper level is for road traffic on the IP7, while the lower level has Linha do Sul railway line. At number 8, Cacilhas. On Almada's northwestern point, Cacilhas is a vibrant waterfront neighborhood. This is where you'll find the Lisbon-Almada ferry terminal, and until the 1990s Cacilhas was the home of Lease Nave Estaleiros Naves de Lisboa shipyards. Since then the neighborhood has been revitalized. Today it's a place to hang out, gaze across the Tagus, grab a drink or a meal at one of the many seafood restaurants. Rua Candido dos Reis is pedestrianized and laid with restaurant terraces, while the riverside Rua do Ginjal has a unique atmosphere for its decaying old warehouses and dreamy views. At number 7, Dom Fernando II Glória. Permanently docked in Cacilhas is a restored 19th century frigate that was launched in 1843. The 50-gun boat was in service until 1878 and still had a ceremonial role until 1940, as the last wooden-hulled sailboat built by the Portuguese Navy. From then on it was used as a heritage and educational vessel until it was destroyed by fire in 1963 and towed to mudflats on the Tagus where the hull was abandoned for 30 years. In 1998 an 8-year restoration was completed, and for the last decade this museum ship has been docked in Cacilhas for people to board and see how the crew lived and worked on long voyages to Portugal's old colonies. At number 6 in our list, Praia Fonte Telha. In Cacilhas you'll feel very connected to Lisbon, so what will strike you about the beach at Fonte Telha is just how far away the city seems. It's only 20 minutes around the coast and is in a long natural park south of Costa da Caparica. The beach, with white sand, goes on for several kilometers and is backed by limestone cliffs covered with juniper and pine scrub. There's zero development here apart from the little village of Fonte Telha. The waves are often surfable, but if you're happy to relax on the shore you'll have vistas of the Sintra Mountains, while dolphins are often sighted from the beach and the sunsets are to die for. At number 5, Costa da Caparica. The beaches continue right the way up to the mouth of the Tagus. This northern part a little more touristy, but the beaches remain broad and natural. Costa da Caparica is the main resort here, and it has a string of bustling beaches in summer, as well as restaurants and schools and centers to kit you out for surfing, windsurfing, kitesurfing, and bodyboarding. In summer it's a young and hip place to be, with a party atmosphere and all sorts of cool hangouts. And maybe the best thing is that it's all authentically Portuguese, as few foreign tourists make it to the Costa da Caparica. At number 4, Boca do Vento Elevator. Many visitors cross the Tagus just for this attraction, which is attached to the cliff on the riverfront. For a small fee you can ride the elevator that takes you down from the cliff top to a landscaped garden by the water's edge, Jardim do Rio. Day or night, the sight of Lisbon over the water is one to treasure. On the Almada side you can see the ruined shipbuilding warehouses that line the wharf. The elevator was one of the first regeneration projects for the waterfront and opened in 2000. At number 3 in our list, Parque da Paz. For some greenery you could hop on the metro for a couple of stops to Cova da Piedade to while away an hour or so. Another aspect of Almada's regeneration in the 90s, the park is more than 60 hectares and has leafy rest areas, a large lake, tree groves, and expansive lawns. There are more than 110 tree species in the park, among the olive trees, cypresses, spruces, and pines. The prolific modern sculptor José Aurelio designed the 26-meter-high Monumento à Paz. At number 2, Almada Forum. The third largest shopping mall in Portugal is in Almada, just next to the Parque da Paz. This stylish center was officially opened in 2002 by the Prime Minister and garnered acclaim as the best new shopping center in the world in 2004. The mall, set on 3 floors, welcomes around 18 million visitors a year and is enormous, taking up the equivalent of 10 football pitches. If there's something you need, all of the big mainstream fashion stores like Zara and H&M are here, as well as a supermarket, restaurant, and a cinema. Check out the number 1 places in our list, Belém Quarter. There's no limit to the amount of memorable places you can visit either by car or public transport. Just west of the 25 de Abril Bridge is the Belém Quarter, hosting the namesake watchtower and the Jerónimos Monastery, both UNESCO site and listed in Portugal's 7 Wonders. Of course, there's a lot more of Lisbon waiting for you, but to the west there's also Sintra and its collection of royal palaces. You could also set your sights south on the wild splendor of the Parque Natural da Arabida, where there's rich woodland and secluded coves at the foot of the tallest cliffs on mainland Portugal. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite things to do in Almada? Is there something we missed? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to Greenable if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.